been a very tough few days in this city, very violent few days. The way forward, the way to stop violence is by bringing community and police together. And what happened to the council member and what happened to Kirsten Foy is obviously a profound step in the wrong direction. I was with both of them minutes before this incident occurred, and I came back as soon as I heard and participated in the discussions with Chief Chan and others and the police commissioner and others to make sure they would be released as quickly as possible. To leave the area where I left them, go back towards Park Slope where I live, then to come back from Park Slope and get to the Union Temple, I had to go through a number of police checkpoints. Each and every time I showed my city ID, the exact same kind of ID that Kirsten Foy has. Each and every time I was allowed to go through without incident. So think about for a minute what it says when two young leaders, exemplary New Yorkers, leaders every community should be proud of, leaders who are trying to make a difference, when they're confronted by police officers who aren't listening, who aren't trying to find out who they are, despite every effort that they made to show identification, to explain. Council member had this exact same council lapel pin on at the time. I saw it during the parade, I saw it after. Police officers know what that pin means. But they didn't see that pin, they didn't try and look at the IDs. They looked at them superficially. And it is a horrible, horrible message, particularly to the young people of this city, that leaders of this caliber get treated this way. So I commend Chief Chan for his quick action. I commend Commissioner Kelly for starting the investigation. But there has to be results here. We have to see that the protocols, the training changes. Yes, stop and frisk has created a culture where things like this happen more and more, and we've got to stop that culture. We can't stop violence if there's antagonism between police and communities. We can only stop violence if there's unity and a relentless stop and frisk program which goes after community leaders and law-abiding citizens with the same vigor as someone who's done something wrong. That's the wrong policy. This should be a moment to reflect and to realize there's a way forward. Finally, I want to say, Councilman Williams and Kirsten Foy, I have to tell you how difficult it was for them personally, from what I observed, and the strength they showed throughout and the restraint they showed throughout. What happened to them, I've said this to many, many New Yorkers. Imagine if that happened to you. Imagine if you were doing nothing but your job, you were where you were supposed to be, you had the right ID, and yet it meant nothing. Think of how powerless you would feel. Well, these two leaders took that situation and handled it with strength and dignity, and now they're talking about a way forward for all of us, and we should be extremely appreciative of them for that. Thank you.
So we're